Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID-19, wearing masks, using sanitizer, washing your hands time to time. Here in this module, we are going to discuss about the topics ahead of that topic we discussed in the previous module. As in the previous module, we could complete up to the topic the factors affecting climate of India, but some more topic left from that only, so we have to discuss here in this module. So let us start. That one is pressure and wind. Already we have discussed about this pressure and wind in the previous module. Here little bit more in detail we have to discuss. So let us start. The climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by the following atmospheric conditions: the pressure and surface wind, upper air circulation, western cyclonic disturbances, and tropical cyclones. So here mainly about these three we are going to discuss in this module. So India lies in the region of northeasterly winds. Northeasterly winds means whatever these north, east to southwest the winds are blowing. So in this region India is lying, and these winds originate from the subtropical high pressure belt of northern hemisphere. Subtropical, this area. If we take red color, so this area. So in this area, this high pressure belt is developing, and from this direction that winds are coming in this area. They blow southward and get deflected, as generally they blow towards south and get deflected. Usually they blow southward, but they are deflected toward west, you can say rightward. So why are they taking this turn? That is because of the Coriolis force, and move toward the equatorial low pressure area. Generally these winds carry little moisture as they are coming from a plateau region. Usually that Tibetan plateau is there, so they develop in that region, so they bring very less moisture or negligible moisture, so very few rainfall occur due to that winds, and little or no rain is there. Hence India should have been an arid land, but it is not so. So as these winds are falling on the way, so India should have a arid region, there is desert area. But unfortunately, or you can say fortunately, not unfortunately, it is fortunately, this is not like so. Why is that? Let us see why. So before that complete understanding, we have to understand what is this Coriolis force. So Coriolis force is Coriolis effect describe the pattern of deflection taken by object not firmly connected to the ground. Something which is not firmly connected to the ground, that is taking a deflect, and they as they travel long distances around the earth. So the Coriolis effect is responsible for many large scale weather patterns. The key to Coriolis effect lies in earth rotation. You know that earth rotates on its axis and takes one complete rotation within 24 hours. So especially the earth rotates faster at equator than it does at the poles. So earth is wider at the equator. You know that whatever the spherical shape of earth is there, whatever this is spherical shape is there, because of that you can say that in the middle, that equator is a longer, you can say the largest circle over the earth, and the toward the pole as we move, the circles are decreasing in their size. So earth is wider near the equator. So to make rotation in 1 hour, means in one complete 24-hour period, equatorial region race nearly 1600 kilometers per hour, and near the pole earth rotates at sluggish 0.00008 kilometers per hour. You can see the difference in the speed of the earth rotation at the poles and at near the equator. So this huge difference in the speed of the different places and near the poles and this equator region makes this Coriolis effect. Here in this there is a video you can see through this. First of all, this circular movement is just because of Coriolis force, and see it is somewhere clockwise and anti-clockwise. In northern hemisphere it is anti-clockwise, and southern hemisphere it is clockwise. This kind of movement is there, and these brings cyclones. Whatever these storms are coming, so why they takes circular direction, or why do big storms spin? So what is the reason? So the main reason behind that is Coriolis force. You see this earth rotates, and this rotation is looking west to east. Here also you can see west to east. So this west to east rotation, see here generally when we throw something, any object toward north, so it should go straight, but it doesn't go like that. What happens due to this Coriolis force? When we throw any object from the equator toward the northern pole area, see this direction is taking, it is taking right turn due to Coriolis force. If it is in the southern hemisphere, it is taking left turn just because of the Coriolis force, as west to east the movement of this earth rotation is there, and this is just because of Coriolis force. Why this circular movement? See this in the middle there is eye of the storm, and around there very high pressure area develop. In the middle there is low pressure area developing, and due to that from the outer side that air moves, but due to Coriolis force that take right turn in the northern hemisphere, so it is anti-clockwise. In the northern hemisphere, it is anti-clockwise, but in southern hemisphere, it takes left turn. Then it is clockwise direction. I hope you have understood the role of this Coriolis force and Coriolis effect. The pressure and wind conditions over India are unique due to this specific location of our country. Pressure and wind condition are unique. During winter, there is high pressure area north of the Himalaya. In this north of the Himalaya, there high pressure area is there. Cold and dry wind blow from this region to low pressure area, this southern part of our country. So this way that wind direction is there, and these are taking right turn. Due to that, they are taking right turn, and this way northeast to southwest these winds are blowing. In summer, a low pressure area develops over the interior Asia as well as over the northwestern India, this region. Here, low pressure area develops, and this causes a complete reversal of wind direction. And this time, as over the interior Asia and this part also, there is a strong low pressure area. So from this ocean part, the wind blow, and that time there is complete reversal of the wind direction. Just reverse. So this reversal of wind direction only you know that are monsoon. So air moves from high pressure area over the southern Indian Ocean in the southeasterly direction and cross the equator. If you see the world map there you will be clear that due to this when that winds cross the equator as usually they move like this way, suppose here equator is there, so that winds takes left turn in that southern hemisphere, and they as soon as they cross the equator they take right turn, and their direction is becoming like this as they are coming in this area from southwest. These are known as southwest monsoon wind as these winds are entering from our means from southwest in our country, so these are known as southwest monsoon wind. These winds blow over the warm ocean as these winds are blowing over the Indian Ocean that is warm during that summer season. So they carry a lot of moisture with them, and they cause widespread rainfall over the mainland of India. The upper air circulation in this region is dominated by westerly flow. A westerly flow in this area, a westerly flow of the specific type of winds are there that are known as jet streams. So let us discuss more about jet stream. See, the jet streams are usually of two types. Generally, they are three types. So, but mainly these are two types more effective. So that are subtropical jet streams and mid-latitude jet streams. And subtropical jet streams are also taken of two names, westerly flow and easterly flow. So introduction about this. These are narrow belt of high altitude above 12,000 meters. Westerly winds in the troposphere. These are usually blowing in the troposphere. You know that first layer of atmosphere is troposphere. So in that upper layer of that first layer of atmosphere, these winds are blowing. Their speed varies from 110 kilometers per hour in summer to about 184 kilometers per hour in winters. A number of separate jet streams have been identified and still that are in process, means this is in the process of evolution, means still being studied about these jet streams. The most constant are the mid latitude and the subtropical jet streams. So where does it actually begin? कहाँ शुरू होती हैं? So air when warmed in the tropics around the equator fuel the jet streams as it rises. So near the tropics, as here given in the diagram, near the tropics, these are origin of jet streams, and that way these are caused here, hitting the tropopause, and they move upward, and after colliding with the tropopause layer about 58 feet, means 58,000 feet, the layer of the atmosphere separating the troposphere from the stratosphere, and from there it is drawn toward the colder air at the north and south pole. So they move toward the north and south poles. So types of jet streams: subtropical jet streams and subtropical jet streams are best developed in winters and early spring. A subsidence motion accompanies subtropical jets and gives rise to predominantly fair weather in areas they pass over, and sometimes they drift northward and merge with the polar front jet. Means these winds are sometimes shifting toward north also. Just we are talking about the northern hemisphere here. Usually these both are means found in the both the hemisphere, but mainly we are going to discuss about northern hemisphere because most of the land part is available in the northern hemisphere only. Tropical easterly jet streams occur near the tropopause over the Southeast Asia, India, and Africa during summer. This streams implies a deep layer of warm air to the north of the jet and colder air to the south over the Indian Ocean. So seasonal migration of jet streams. See how according to change of season, how do they change their places? So in winters, jet streams flows along the southern slopes of Himalaya. If the Himalayan mountain is there, suppose here Himalayan mountain. So these are flowing along the southern slopes. Southern slopes you can understand this side. And in summer shift toward north. As soon as summer is coming, so they shift toward the north. Means during the winters they are present in our country completely, and when summer comes, slowly they leave our country and they shift toward the north of the Himalayan mountain. And because of this, following flowing along the edge of Himalayan in early June and in late summer, so along the northern edge of the Tibetan plateau. And usually, because of this only, during the summer season, this is determining the rainfall condition, late rain in the summer in the northern part of our country. The periodic movement of jet streams often indicates the onset of subsequent withdrawal of the monsoon. See, the periodic movement of jet streams indicate onset and subsequent withdrawal, because these shift of the jet streams decides whether the means monsoon will be effective or their effect will decrease slowly. Northward movement of the subtropical jet streams first indicate the onset of monsoon over India. As these shift from this southern part of Himalayan mountain to northern part of Himalayan mountain, that indicates now the beginning of monsoon is there. Jet streams in summer. With the beginning of summer, the jet streams start their northward march. As summer comes, they start moving toward the north. The weather over northern India becomes hot, dry, and equally sequally due to larger incoming solar radiation and hot wind like Lu. So in this area, you know that their time is a very warm weather condition, very bright sunshine used to be, temperature rise very rapidly, hot and dry climatic condition is seen in this area. Weather conditions over India, the equatorial trough ITCZ moves northward. Whatever this equatorial trough is there near the equatorial region, that's shift toward the Gangetic plains northward. With the weakening of jet streams south of the Tibet, means when this jet streams are weakening in this area, so that time equatorial troughs shift toward the north. And now the monsoon, see the burst of monsoon does not take place until upper air circulation has switched to its summer pattern, means unless these jet streams are crossing this Himalayan mountain, till that time burst of monsoon does not take place. By the end of May, and southern jet breaks, and later it diverts into north of Tibet plateau. There is a sudden burst of monsoon, means as soon as there is Jet streams are crossing this Himalayan mountain, and that now they are blowing north of Himalayan mountain. Burst of monsoon takes place in India. The clockwise cyclic origin in the middle of troposphere begin in the winds rising up from the plateau of Tibet after it becomes too hot. So when that plateau becomes too hot, now that start changing the place. While going up separate near Tropopause, one of these blows in the form of easterly jet streams toward the equator and other blows in the form of westerly jet streams toward the poles. And now whatever this equatorial means very strong low pressure area develops during the summer season due in the presence of these jet streams. These jet streams are dividing in two parts. One is coming to this side as easterly jet streams, and one is going toward the poles, westerly jet streams. Here also you can see the western and eastern jet flows to north and south of Himalaya respectively. The eastern jet becomes powerful and is stationed at 15-degree north latitude. The easterly winds become very active in upper troposphere, and they are associated with the westerly winds in the lower troposphere, southwest monsoon wind. And this results in more active southwest monsoon and heavy rainfall cast. Means when that jet streams are more effective, so they uh, give try means a kind of push to this southwest monsoon and good rainfall occur. This results in more active and southwest monsoon heavy rainfall. Okay. It is to be noted that westerly jet streams begin to settle down in Arabian Sea by blowing in southwest direction and also creates a very high pressure belt there. Inversely, there is when this hot jet streams blows over the Indian subcontinent, it pulls up the surface air and creates a very low pressure area. Means whatever part of the jet streams is divided from this and this way. So this way, whatever this area already low pressure is there, that helps to develop means a boost to this low pressure area. And inversely, when this hot jet streams blows over the Indian subcontinent, as here given Arabian Sea part, when it is divided in Arabian Sea. Inversely, when this hot jet streams blows over the Indian subcontinent, it pulls up the surface air and creates a very low pressure there. So to fill up the low pressure winds from high pressure area, Arabian Sea begins to blow toward in the northeast direction and known as the southwest monsoon. These winds are reaching. Jet streams in winter. What is the role of jet streams in winter? So the winter subtropical westerly jet streams blow from the west to east in the entire West and Middle Asia, and it is bifurcated by Himalayan range and Tibetan plateau. One of the branch blows parallel to it plateau from the north while other moves toward the east. So this way, some are blowing that side, some are this side. The western disturbance which enter the Indian subcontinent in winter are brought by these westerly winds. About these western disturbance we'll discuss in the next slide. The southern branch blows to south of Himalayan range along 25-degree north latitude. 25-degree north latitude around this. How does it trigger the northeast monsoon? Northeast monsoon. Northeast monsoons are these only that are causing rainfall in the Tamil Nadu region. The westerly jet streams a cold wind which pushes down wind to the surface, creating a high pressure on the surface. Dry winds from this high pressure area start blowing toward the low pressure area, this northwestern part of India to Bay of Bengal, this part and this Bengal part. These winds in turns bring cold waves in winter in northern part of the country, including UP and Bihar. So this Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the cold currents are coming. This cold waves are coming due to this jet streams. And after reaching Bay of Bengal, westerly under the influence of Feral's cell, take the form of northeast monsoon as these are coming from this area like these are coming from this way and they are taking right turn according to the Feral's law, and now they enter to Tamil Nadu region and causing good rainfall during the winter season. So when this wind reaches to coast of Tamil Nadu, it causes rainfall with the humidity receives from the Bay of Bengal. So western cyclonic disturbances. So let us discuss more about this. You know that there is Mediterranean Sea region. So near the Mediterranean Sea region every year during the winter season, cyclone develops due to the central low pressure development around the high pressure land part area, high pressure development. So cyclone comes every year during the winter season, and when these are moving up, that effect of these cyclones are brought by the jet streams to our country. Not directly these are coming, so actually these effects are moving. So whatever these effects are there that are brought by that jet streams. Mm, So, as here given, the western cyclonic disturbances experienced in north and northwestern part of the country are brought in by the westerly flow. The western cyclonic disturbances are weather phenomena of the winter month brought in by westerly flow from the Mediterranean region. So they usually influence the weather of the north and northwestern region of India, because as they come and they collide with the Himalayan mountain, whatever these area Himalayan mountain is there. So they collide with this and they move up. And as they move up, after moving upward, they reach to a certain height where cloud formation occur even in the winter season and good rainfall caused in these western and northwestern part of our country. So these all region that rainfall occur during the winter season. Tropical cyclone occur during the monsoon as well as in October and November are part of easterly flow. So these disturbances affect the coastal region of the country. These coastal region that Odisha, West Bengal usually affected. This area, the Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh affected. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Thank you. Have a nice day, students. Whatever topic we have discussed here, please revise in your book, read and revise thoroughly. Thank you. Have a nice day.